Good evening. It has been my pleasure to serve as one of this year's scholarship co-chairs, along with my friend and fellow board member, John Eno. This year, with the aid of university matching funds for undergraduate students, the APAA has distributed over $108,000 in scholarships to 46 outstanding students. Of course, none of these scholarships would be possible without the generous support of our donors, including all of you who have contributed to tonight. The APAA Scholarship Program is comprised of 27 individually named awards representing 27 lead donors. A few of those donors are here with us this evening, so I'd ask them to please stand and be recognized when I call their names. Please hold your applause until the end. Darren and Sandy Chu. Ann Doe. Friends of Glenn Shimizu, represented by Kyoko Shimizu. Dr. and Mrs. Pilsong Kim. Scott Lee and Karen Wong. Michael Liu. Mitchell and Dina Liu. The Sho Eno Foundation, represented by our very own John Eno. Christine Marie Ofeich. Wilfred and Carrie Utengsu. The Union Bank Foundation, represented by Foundation President and COO Carl Balton. The USC Asian Pacific Social Work Caucus, represented by Carrie Liu. And the USC Korean American Alumni Association, represented by their president, Stephen Kim. Please join me in showing our appreciation to all of our named scholarship donors. This year, we have the pleasure of having 46 outstanding students representing the APAA scholarship class. They embody the cultural, geographical, and academic diversity of USC's exceptional Asian Pacific student body. Our scholars represent 12 different Asian Pacific cultures and ethnicities and are enrolled in 32 different academic majors. They have come to USC from all across the country, from Honolulu, Hawaii, to Bowie, Maryland. They do have one thing in common, however, their commitment to serving the Asian Pacific community both on and off campus. Needless to say, we're truly fortunate to have these students representing the future of the Trojan family. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's hear some of their stories.
To me, USC is the bonding force. We're all USC. We're here because we love USC.
I am committed to public interest law because I'm fluent in Cantonese. I really want to give back to the Asian community.
I was able to go to the greatest film school in the world, USC.
There is so much going on at USC. If you have some courage, you can do anything.
I'm actually working with another master's student on a startup company right now.
The spirit of Troy is like none other. It fosters a lifelong and worldwide bond, creating perhaps one of the greatest traditions in all of college. Tonight we are thanking supporters and honoring scholars of the fastest growing constituency within the USC alumni family, the Asian Pacific Alumni Association.
APAA serves a vital role in connecting our alum back to school.
It's not just about my 7 years being a student here, it's the next 50 years of being engaged as an alum.
Our scholars, who are of course all academically accomplished, also bring a rich diversity of experience.
My mother basically raised us. She was my inspiration. What my mom helped me do was that she ingrained a lot of hard work and resilience.
I have experience working with older adults with Alzheimer's, and so I would love to create programming that's supportive of that.
My grandfather also attended USC. I'm pursuing industrial systems engineering with the emphasis in computer science, and hopefully I'll get a minor in entrepreneurship.
Some have overcome so much to fulfill their dreams to be Trojans.
When I found out I'd gone to USC, it was the program of my dreams, and it would have been absolutely heartbreaking to have to turn it down because I couldn't afford it. So I was so thankful to get this scholarship and be able to make this happen.
My family has not always been so well off financially, and so anything really helped me.
Being able to read those scholarship applications really made me see the purpose behind our mission.
Helping students with scholarships to attain their educational objectives and ultimately affect their economic status is something that we have always done.
The financial aid counselor told me that I'm $193,000 in federal loan debt, but it's okay if I'm doing fulfilling work.
These scholarships, more importantly, afford students the financial freedom to enjoy their college experience, which at USC is special.
I think what really drew me to USC was just that it had everything I could possibly want, and the support behind it to let me achieve in all those areas.
We ask young voters about their opinion of the election. It's the perfect mix of everything, whether it be academics or athletics or the social scene.
The support of the APAA kind of helped me to financially and also morally, socially show me that, hey, I can do a lot more than what I originally thought.
I currently work with at-risk high school populations, and they go through so much.
I really want to come up with economic development strategies that are specific to small business owners in the APA immigrant communities.
The ability of these young men and women to pursue their dreams is a tribute to the pioneering groundwork by the founders of the Asian Pacific Alumni Association.
Back at that time, I would say that's probably in the 70s, American society was going through a lot of upheaval. What happened was the students here got swept up in everything.
We talked about the need for a student services office that catered to the Asian student population.
Bringing students together and providing programs to help them out.
APAA's office came to be for us to have the Asian students be able to experience what we thought would be a more full and enriching experience as a student.
And so I want to give a heartfelt thank you to the founding members. They showed real leadership 30 years ago when they established a support group that eventually became the APAA.
People who've gone before us have paved the way through giving them their treasure and time, and we need to do the same thing.
Those people who got higher education or better education here in USC went back to their country, and those people are contributing where they came from, USC.
When I looked for funding here, I was able to get in touch with Ken Kazumatsu, and he told me, the APAA is here and they've always wanted to support students, so, if you decide to go to USC, you should definitely apply for their scholarship. And, it's efforts like those that I think are genuine.
Knowing that the Asian Pacific community wants to support the future generations and leave a legacy and help us out is really heartening for me, and I look forward to being able to give back as well.
We are proud that our scholars are also embracing and continuing this culture of philanthropy.
Coming back, giving back, and I'm hoping to do the same thing.
Affirming again that we are Trojans for life.
A lot of alumni ask, how can I support students? How can I give back? And I think this is really the most direct way possible.
Tonight, as we congratulate these remarkable young men and women with the world at their feet, we also want to recognize those who made it possible.
One of the life highlights for me was former Nikkei students got their diplomas. After 70 years, walking with them through commencement was just spine-tingling, awe-inspiring.
From here on out, in the future, I will always feel connected.
We have so much to do for the world, and we just need the opportunity.
Having that kind of support really encourages us that we really can dream big.
When you speak with the students and you hear about what they're doing academically, what they're doing socially, how they're involved in service at their age. So it's very rewarding.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012-2013 APAA Scholars. And now to give words of appreciation on behalf of this year's class, please welcome a student at the Keck School of Medicine of USC, David Lau.
Good evening. I'm honored to be representing the Asian Pacific Alumni Association Scholars at tonight's gala. I'm currently a first-year medical student at USC's Keck School of Medicine, and I also completed my undergrad here, double majoring in biology and English literature. And like all the scholars on stage tonight, I deeply appreciate having the support of the APAA network, during my college career. This marks my 5th year of study at USC, with 3 more years to go. But the reasons why I first chose to attend here remain as relevant as ever. I came to USC for the opportunities, but I stayed for the community. From my first steps in the Asian Pacific American Student Services office, APAS office, as a freshman, I still remember the welcoming hug I received from Sumi and Jade, the directors of APAS, and my amazing mentors throughout the next 4 years. Through this Trojan family as a whole, and the APAA in particular, we scholars have found the support that empowers us to achieve our dreams. I found my calling in medicine after a medical missions trip to China, where I assisted an international team providing free surgeries to children from rural, impoverished areas. Later in undergrad, I also interned as a Cantonese translator at a free clinic. These experiences really taught me that through medicine, I could bring all of my language, intercultural, and professional skills to bear on one of the greatest social needs of Asian America. I knew that Keck was the perfect place for me to pursue my calling, with its long tradition of healing the underserved. But it was also a substantial financial commitment, especially since I was looking to specialize in primary care for Asian immigrant communities. Receiving the APAA scholarship was an incredible encouragement and blessing for me, as well as a commendation on my efforts here at USC. It really means so much to have the support of this community, alumni who share similar stories and struggles, who have gone before us scholars and have taken the time to help us follow after their example. This scholarship has allowed me to focus on participating in leadership and community service, and assured me that my commitment to helping the underserved is a worthy and financially feasible calling. Now at Keck, I'm a member of the Asian Pacific American Medical Students Association, or APAMSA, as well as a part of the Medical Chinese Club, facilitating lessons in Cantonese and Mandarin to interview patients. And I look forward to finding more ways to give back to this community. Throughout the past year, I've had the privilege to hear some of your stories by participating in different APAA events. It was so great to meet the scholarship co-chair, Ms. Jamie Lee, and Director Grace Shiba at the Scholars Luncheons. And the Golf Classic was particularly fun, where I was able to meet Ms. Dina Liu and learned that Dr. Mitchell Liu is also a double alumni of USC undergrad in medicine, like myself. Every encounter has been inspiring and truly reflects the diversity and camaraderie of this association. On behalf of the scholars, I sincerely thank all of you for your generosity and contributions to the APAA. Without your support, our university experiences would not be nearly the same. Hopefully, one day we will be able to sit in your place and support the next generation of APAA Trojans. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-chair of the APAA Scholarship Committee and a member of the APAA Board of Directors, John Eno.
There we go. Hey, good evening, everyone. I'd like to share with you a story. About 3 weeks ago, I had the privilege of having lunch with some of our student scholars. And in one of those lunches, one of the students asked me, "John, how did you get involved with the APAA?" So let me tell you what I told him. Maybe like some of you, since graduation from USC, my involvement with the university had really been limited to the football games. Love going to the football games, right? Through good and bad. And that loyalty is maybe going to be tested this year, right? Sorry, Shane. But that was the extent of my involvement. But then about 6 years ago, our father passed away, and my family decided to name a scholarship in his memory. So we approached the APAA and asked, how can we get involved? And I met with some of the members of the board of directors, and over the next month they asked me, "John, can you join the board of directors?" And maybe, as you might imagine, I had some reservations. My career, my family, my daughter's soccer games, coaching my son's football games. But I made the leap of faith, and I decided, this is the time to give back. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, in that period of time, I've received so much more than the time I've had to invest. I have been rewarded over these past years of getting to know a great group of people, the board of directors, young alumni, the leaders of our community, and the future leaders of our community. I have been rewarded to see Mitchell Liu become the first Asian American to become a president of the USC Alumni Association. His name now sits beside the names of famous names like Bovard, Hubbard, and Doheny. And I've been honored and rewarded by being able to walk side by side with those 90-year-old Nisei former students as they walked in on graduation and got a standing ovation from over 40,000 alumni and students. And finally, I've been rewarded by being able to meet a great group of students. They inspire you, they inspire me, their stories, their perseverance, everything they're doing here at the university is so rewarding for me. So my message is simple. Get involved. Whether you're a young alumni, an old alumni like me, or a future alumni, get involved and you'll be rewarded. And it will amaze you. It will amaze you.
And now to present tonight's, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Can you believe that? It's a ploy to get off work tomorrow. To present tonight's Leadership Awards, please welcome back APAA President Rod Nakamoto.
The APA Leadership Award recognizes Trojans who have excelled in their professional careers, become leaders in their community, and have proudly represented USC and the Trojan family. Our first honoree's life as a Trojan began with the dream to fly jets. Brian Min enrolled at USC on a Navy ROT scholarship and studied engineering. But during his junior year, Brian had to get glasses for his eyesight, dashing any hopes of becoming a Navy pilot. So following his graduation, Brian entered the nuclear submarine training program and went on to proudly serve our nation as a naval nuclear engineering officer. After completing his commitment to the Navy and serving as a director of West Coast operations at Earl Industries, Brian decided to pursue his other passion, entrepreneurship. He parlayed his existence and his degrees in engineering from USC and Virginia Tech into the creation of Epsilon System Solutions based in San Diego. Started in his garage in 1998, Epsilon Systems is now one of the U.S. government's premier contracting firms with over 1,100 employees across 26 locations in the U.S. and Asia. Brian's personal and business history is marked by ambitious goal setting and achievement. To give you a little insight, after starting Epsilon and busy with his family, he noticed he was far from the physical shape he had once been in. It bothered him, so he decided to set a fitness goal. Not just any goal, like working out for 30 minutes 3 times a week. No, that wouldn't do. His goal, train for and complete an Ironman triathlon. That's right. For those that you do not know, an Ironman triathlon is an endurance race where competitors swim for 2.4 miles, followed by a 112-mile bike ride, and then topped off with a 26.2-mile run. And that's what he did. In less than a year and a half, he completed his first Ironman in Utah. That's the power of setting big goals. Brian is also passionate about giving back to the community and the Trojan family. He established the ESS Essentials Foundation, for which a variety of charities, including military support organizations, programs supporting troubled youth, and support for caregivers of wounded warriors. He also serves on the Board of Counselors for the USC Viterbi School of Engineering and on the Board of Visitors for the Epstein Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. Tonight, it is my honor to present the APAA Leadership Award to Mr. Brian Min.
All right, I have a major dilemma. That little statue has a great Trojan symbol, and I am tempted to place it next to my wife's bedside, who is a Bruin. But I am troubled by the fact that I'm a very mischievous husband, and given that fact, that trophy or plaque or whatever you call it may end up somewhere I wouldn't like. And so Mitchell, maybe you could help me with some medicine. Thank you so much. Let me first thank our almighty God, whose blessings and richness are more than I deserve. President Mrs. Nikias, members of the USC leadership team, my fellow Trojans, distinguished guests, and that includes the Bruins, because my wife is here tonight. Just want to thank you so much for this honor. It is truly humbling. As I thought about this award and what it means to me, I thought about this journey over the last 30 some odd years, but it goes even further than that. Started in '72, I guess, from the days when we first immigrated to the United States and pursued the American dream that my parents desperately wanted to do, and so they decided to settle here. For a couple of years, we really did not live with our parents, the siblings and I did not, but we made it through, and here we are. And you know, one of the things that I thought about in thinking about this award is Robert Frost's poem really came to mind, The Road Not Taken. And it goes like this: two roads diverged in the woods, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. At the risk of offending Robert Frost and this immortal words, let me personalize this. Two roads diverged in the woods, and I was encouraged, I was advised, I was inspired by many to take the road less traveled. And I was encouraged to take the ROTC scholarship by a Navy lieutenant and go to USC. I was advised by Dr. Bruce Patty during my years at USC, the only professor that I hold dear to my heart. Not that there aren't great professors, but he really made a difference in me eventually even getting into nuclear power program. And I was inspired by my wife. When I started Epsilon, I asked her, what is she afraid of? What is she most concerned about? And she said to me, she said that she was afraid that I would succeed. And those are profound words that live with me to this day as a guiding light. And it is something that I know all of you have stood, many of you in this room have stood behind me and for me and underneath me, and I mean that. You guys carried me. So many tables here came up from San Diego. Thank you so much. And they're giants that they carry me on their shoulders. You have this 5'7.5". That half is very important. Carried me on their shoulders and made me taller than I really am. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what made the difference. It is about family. It is about faith. It is about friends. And it's about the network of this power, this energy that's in this room today, tonight, that could propel us to raise the $6 billion for President Nikias and our great institution. What a bold vision that is, but I know that he could do it. I know he could do it because he was the one that actually brought me back to USC. Just like John said, I was just a football guy, a football fanatic, winning or losing. My Trojans, as my wife and I really struggle with in our household, we're 11-12 right now, and Matt Barkley let us down. I thought for sure we were finally going to be one up, but the first year of marriage was the only time that we were one up, and then after that, I've been on the other side. I've been losing, and I thought for sure it was going to happen. After that 50-0 win, I thought it was going to happen, but still didn't happen. So anyways, not to belabor this football story, my love for USC football, but there was an afternoon in 2004 that a distinguished gentleman came to my office, and he said hello, and the next question out of his mouth is, "Where's your diploma?" And it just happened that the diploma was hanging on the other wall. You couldn't really see it from where he was sitting, and so I pointed to it. And he said what he said earlier. He is here to add value to that diploma, and I need your help. And the rest is history. That's what got me involved with USC, and I am glad to follow our president to new heights in taking this university to a place that we have never been to. And I'm just glad that I did go to USC 20-some-odd years ago, because I couldn't get in right now. I'll show you that. I know. And I know that many of you are thinking that. I know you are. That's my phrase. I've coined it, all right? You heard it from me. It's on record now. So, but I look forward to staying connected with all of you. Thank you so much. It means so much to be mentioned and remembered like this, and to be honored tonight. I know congratulations to all the other honorees, both in the service as well as the leadership, and also the President's Award. I'm really looking forward to that one. So thank you very much, and fight on.
Thank you, Brian. There's nothing more rewarding than changing people's lives for the better. That's the mantra that has been at the core of the Saputra Group's corporate social responsibility since the company was founded in 1981 by Dr. Saputra. Today, Haroon Hajati, Junita Saputra, the husband and wife team are the recipients of this evening's second APA Leadership Award, lead the Saputra Group as directors, and carry on this mission in all facets of their business. The Saputra Group pioneered large-scale integrated development projects combining housing, commercial and recreational centers, and mixed-use developments including hotels, shopping malls, and office complexes. Over the past 3 decades, they have successfully developed more than 20 housing projects in 18 cities in Indonesia. For Haroon and Junita, however, they believe that lasting positive impact cannot be achieved merely through real estate development. They are also committed to improving the quality of life for Indonesians by supporting a wide range of activities designed to have an enduring impact. The Saputra Group takes part and organizes a wide range of charitable activities, including regularly scheduled blood drives, free medication distribution, fundraising, donations, and contributing needed resources to orphanages and rest homes. But perhaps their greatest passion and focus is on entrepreneurship education. The group is committed to cultivating future generations of entrepreneurs and to inspire a younger generation. To this end, they've built a number of schools, including Saputra University, the first academic institution focusing on entrepreneurial education in Indonesia. Graduates from this school are expected to be independent, highly skilled individuals armed with an entrepreneurial spirit, paving his or her own way to becoming successful business owners. Tonight's honorees, Haroon and Junita, serve in leading roles on many of the company's foundations. They are also proud of earning their MBA in finance and real estate from USC and are tremendous ambassadors for the Trojan family in Indonesia. I am honored to present the APAA Leadership Award to Mr. Haroon Hajadi and Mrs. Junita Siputra. Please give them a round.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we would like to thank the Lord for giving us the opportunities to stand here in front of such an outstanding list of guests. We would like to thank the USC Asian Pacific Alumni Association for choosing us as two of the recipients of 2013 Asian Pacific Alumni Association Leadership Award. It is such an honor to be recognized not only for our achievement in our business as a real estate developer, but also how our work has led to the overall betterment of living conditions of people in Indonesia. We are humbled to receive this award. No doubt we will never achieve what we have achieved without a world-class team that we have now. I would like to share this award with, first of all, with two of our most senior directors who are also attending this event, the pride of the company. Mrs. Nani Santoso, please stand up. And Sutoto Yakobus, please stand up. They have helped us growing the company since 20 years ago. We also have another honorary guest, our friend and partner for more than 15 years, also a USC alumni, Mr. Robert Tam, who are also here. Please stand up, Mr. Robert Tam. Another honorary guest that we would like to share this award with is my brother-in-law, her brother, Mr. Chakra Ciputra, who has been our sparring partner. Chakra, please stand up. We, the Ciputra Group, build at least 10,000 housing units a year, covering 34 cities from the very west to the very east of Indonesia, ranging from $7,000 home. Let me repeat that again, $7,000 per unit, including land, to $5 million apartment unit. As all of you know, Indonesia is a developing country with an economic growth of more than 6% since 2007. We are also very proud to let all of you know that USC Alumni Association Indonesia, where I'm also an active board member, is the biggest and the most active alumni association in Indonesia. We have built more than 50 libraries in Indonesia's rural areas, helping the government effort improving literacy rate in Indonesia, where our 3.4% population is still illiterate. In giving back to Indonesia, our group has been concentrating on entrepreneurship education. We have 9 schools and 1 university with more than 7,000 students, the first university in Indonesia with entrepreneurship program, and Junita Ciputra here will explain further.
Working with government and other organizations, we have trained more than 15,000 Indonesian lecturers, trainers, and teachers across the country, resulting more than 150 entrepreneurship centers in Indonesia being founded. Since 2009, through our lobby, our president has publicly announced that our national education system should be empowered with entrepreneurship education. Since then, driven by Indonesian government, we have entered the third year of national entrepreneurship movement. Most importantly, we have changed Indonesian youngsters' paradigm, who now want to become successful entrepreneurs instead of becoming civil servants. We have also very successful program of training for Indonesian migrant workers abroad. We just started in 1.5 years, and we have trained approximately 5,000 people in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Kuala Lumpur. We hope this can be a candidate of world solution to global migrant workers that we are having now. We also collaborate with our global partners, such as Kaufman Foundation, and our chairman is also the honorary chairman of Global Entrepreneurship Program Indonesia, GAPI, as part of President Obama campaign on global entrepreneurship. We have co-founded and on the board of Endeavor of Indonesia. We also hope that we can collaborate with USC in the future. Finally, we know our effort is far from finish line. However, we know entrepreneurship education has touched, empowered, and transformed so many people to be able to build a successful future, as we have personally blessed and benefited through our education in USC.
Now all of you know who I'm working for. Last but not least, I would like to thank our 3 sons, whom 2 of them are here, Cipta and Pitra. Please stand up, please. Cipta, Pitra. They have been the big supporters of our career. We often share work stories with them. No pressure, guys. Cipta is currently a junior at USC Marshall School of Business, and Pitra is a sophomore at Claremont McKenna. You are the best reasons for us to work hard and give back to the community. We work hard because we want you to inherit the value. We give back to the community because we want to thank God for blessing us so much. Thanks, everyone, and God bless you all. Fight on.
All right. Hello, everyone. Tonight, I'm presenting the President's Award to a very distinguished Trojan, one who has earned the abiding admiration of the entire USC community, Mr. Wilford Fred Utangsu Jr. Fred is joined by his wife, Carrie, who is a USC alumna, and their 3 children, Ashton, also a USC alum, Sean, and Kayla. I know members of their extended family are here as well, and we welcome them all. Fred's dedication to USC and to championing the Trojan spirit inspires the entire Trojan family. His extraordinary $8 million gift to our university last year created the Utangsu Aquatics Center and remains the largest gift ever to USC athletics by a former student athlete. Yep. So for the student athletes in the audience, there is a goal to surpass. This center provides a new home for the Trojan men's and women's swimming, diving, and water polo teams, while providing these world-class athletes with world-class facilities. Mr. Yutangsu's name will be forever linked to our university, and generations of Trojans will learn his story. For this, they are fortunate. Fred is a person of tremendous character. When he first arrived at USC, he joined our swim team as a walk-on. But thanks to his passionate leadership, he became team captain by his senior year. An extraordinary accomplishment. His dedication to glory larger than himself earned the respect of his teammates, and all these years later, this same sense of leadership still drives his decisions. In finalizing the details of his gift to USC, Mr. Yutangsu asked that the center's swimming pool bear the name of his coach, Peter Dalen, who is here tonight. Peter, please stand up to be recognized. This was a generous tribute to his mentor and a touching gesture for all of us. Fred is also a role model for our alumni, a Trojan who has built an eminent professional career. He currently serves as President and Chief Executive Officer of Alaska Milk Corporation, the largest producer of dairy products in the Philippines. And while he excels in business, he remains an accomplished triathlete, one who is credited with bringing the Ironman and etc. races to the Philippines. The Yutangsu family also owns the Alaska Aces, a professional basketball team that has won 13 Philippine Basketball Association championships since joining the association in 1986. In so many ways, Fred embodies the very ideals of tonight's award. He is humble and generous and a leader. And in honoring Fred, we also honor a person whose character has its roots in the teachings of his late father, Mr. Fred Yutangsu Sr. At just 16 years old, the senior Mr. Yutangsu left the Philippines after World War II to attend Stanford University. He graduated in 3 years with an engineering degree and went on to earn a second engineering degree from Indiana Tech before returning to the Philippines to start Alaska Milk Corporation in 1972. He generously supported Indiana Tech, and shortly after he passed away, the university's president had this to say: "Before meeting Mr. Yutangsu, I had no idea how deeply a man could value education and love learning." We see this same character, integrity, and passion in the stellar person we honor this evening. For this reason, there is no one more deserving of the President's Award than Mr. Fred Yutangsu. I would like to invite Fred to join me at the podium and to receive his award. Please join me in applauding Mr. Fred Yutangsu.
Members of the Board of Trustees, President Mrs. Nikias, APAA President Nakamoto, fellow Trojans, family and friends, good evening. And Max, thank you for that overly generous introduction. The truth is I have much to be thankful to USC about. An outstanding education at the Marshall School of Business in entrepreneurship, the privilege to swim at USC under my mentor, Coach Daland. So, Peter, thank you for joining us this evening. More importantly, I met my wife of almost 28 years, who's here with me, my daughter, who graduated in 2009, and hopefully another daughter who will graduate from USC. No pressure, Kayla. But there's really, the appreciation I have is really to USC and to the APAA, because what the APAA does for the scholars and giving these young, deserving students an opportunity to do something very special is incredibly touching. When you consider that the demographics have shifted and that Asia will now become the super economic power of the world, Asian American students, whether they work here or they choose to go back to Asia, will have a profound impact, and we will know that the worldwide lifelong relationship between USC and our alums will extend deep into the Asia-Pacific rim. My advice to the scholars this evening is enjoy your journey, because you are indeed privileged to be here at USC. And when you leave USC, do something special with the opportunity that you've been given with that scholarship. Indeed, this is something that you can give back to the community, something that I have learned after my 30-plus years in my career, to give back to an institution that has had such a profound impact on my life and continues to have a profound impact on my life. I want to congratulate the APAA for a fantastic turnout today, for their mission and their vision of supporting scholars all over the Asia Pacific. And I wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.
Well, here we go, the end of our show. Thank you very much for being here and supporting APAA. If you purchase a silent auction item, don't forget to go by there and pick it up. I apologize for my voice. I feel great, though, so if you talk to me, hopefully I didn't get you sick or anything. But, of course, no USC event is complete until we've heard the sounds of the Spirit of Troy Trojan Marching Band. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next year, and, of course, fight on.